Blocking the view to eventual victory was an FEU squad primed and ready to defend its UAAP men's basketball crown. It was time for the Green Archers to cross the last junction. Racking up 8 straight wins is no mean feat, and the string of wins came at just the right time as a primer for the season's climax. Yet, despite the feat, the LaSalle Archers were still regarded as the underdogs of the finals. Koy Banal's FEU Tamaraws had the benefit of finals experience, while most of Franz Pumaren's boys were still getting used to the idea.
Defending the title because all eyes are on us. A lot of people are really expecting us to win it. So, grabe ang pressure.
We're playing the #1 rebounding team and best big men in one team.
Eager nga nilang manalo, talagang nagpasa namin para makuha namin yung title.
Hagi na kami for a championship again. Gusto namin balik lang sa LaSalle.
LSU has always been famous sa full court trap nila. So, siguro, #1 thing we have to do is to break their press.
To stop Arvin Santos. Ayoko naman mapahiya sa akin ang tiwala sa akin ni Coach Ko. Ayoko naman pero basta alam ko na kaya niya inasign sa akin si Makmak, alam niya na kaya ko.
Ang pressure nasa kanila, wala sa amin. Sa amin challenge lang naman sa amin.
Points and Matt Cardona will go cherry picking with a slamma jamma. An emphatic start to this ball game. Oh, Isip with a slamma jamma. You know, that's Castro. Oh, what a tough move! Jamie Castro. 2 points so far. Look at Cardona maintaining composure.
Miranda takes it away. He knew what was going to happen. Kaya he sagged off. Parang pulling the UAAP defense na. Wala.
White back, goes to the other side. Villanueva, up-de-doozy! Look at Benno Miranda, dismantling that Manila defense. What a look by Cholo! And Jerwin Gago with the slammer, jammer. Santos breaks up the play. Santos, slammer, jammer time! Oh! Dale Hopper has it home.
Eight teams started the basketball tournament of season 67, and after 3 months of the eliminations, a playoff, and the final 4, only 2 teams remain. The defending champions, the FEU Tamaraws, now try to make it back-to-back, while LaSalle hopes to complete their marvelous run with a return to the throne. It is time for the big dance. Game 1 of the finals of season 67. Defending champion FEU against LaSalle. Today's main event on Studio 23. Anticipation. It'll all come to an end as we unfold game number 1 of the finals of season 67. It's LaSalle against FEU on this very special day. It is a Thursday afternoon and you have your nice suit on. It must mean something on this afternoon.
Well, good afternoon to you, Several. Two deserving teams meeting for the finals. FEU Tamaraws, number 1 in the elimination. They took the lights out of UE in their crossover Final Four. LaSalle, late surge, in time peaking for them. They're playing the defending champions. And this is their second meeting in 5 years that we're covering the UAAP.
Absolutely, and in the season that we're talking about, they met twice and they split their games.
Oh yes, both games were not very close. That's the poor thing about those two games, you know. First game went to LaSalle, Macma Cardona and Ryan Aranya. They exploded in that game. Where in the fourth quarter, one after the other, the top guns of FEU fouled out Mark Isip, Arwin Santos. LaSalle held on to win that game 69-54. But the second round was a payback thing. For FEU as Arwin Santos and the rest, Sev, just gave one quarter to LaSalle and the rest was virtually FEU 70-52. And Arwin Santos was a big-time player in that ball game, 15 points. What's really atrocious for LaSalle, Sev, 29% shooting from the field, only 11.1 from the three-point country. That is really atrocious.
All the expressions, the cliches of who wants it more will come into play here today. But as we take a look at the head-to-head meetings between these two sides, it will reveal who can handle the pressure more or better.
Oh yes, you know, definitely we'll have to go to FEU as far as experience being the defending champions. But this sort of, you know, searches some questions. You know, FEU, a bigger team, is yielding more rebounds to LaSalle in their averages, but LaSalle shooting is really troublesome against FEU. You talk about the defense that FEU can give against the De La Salle Green Archers. Turnovers and turnover points going to the side of the LSU. I think for the first time this season, we'll see a close game and not an eruption either from LaSalle or from FEU.
And in a game like this, it is the stars, the main guns who will take over. Let's start with FEU. Of course, Arwin Santos with another year. When he's hot, FEU is hot.
Oh, definitely, no question. No. Where Arwin Santos would go, FEU will go. It's another good year for Arwin. The heart and soul, yes indeed. Look, in the wins as compared to losses, Arwin has to be there. If Arwin plays less than what he's averaging in wins, chances are FEU will go down in game number 1. So it's very important that Arwin gets these numbers, scoring, field goal shooting, even 3 points, and rebounding against LaSalle in game number 1.
He may not do it all in the first half, but he will usually explode at the top of the third quarter, which he did against Ateneo in that battle for the top spot at the end of the eliminations.
Yes, and that's really very dangerous step. You'll be very complacent saying, hey, we're doing okay, Arwin's not in the game, but then all of a sudden, he takes out and ruins the equation that you've done in the first half, and FEU is smiling all the way to Muraita.
And you know, there is one player that we have covered from day one here on Studio 23, that's Mac Cardona, Captain Hook. His game has just improved by leaps and bounds here in the second round. He is the man responsible for this marvelous run of De La Salle here in the second round.
And yes, indeed, Captain Hook has been named MVP for LaSalle in 7 of the last 8 games that they've won, and that really speaks so well. And I was talking to Terry Capistrano before the game. He said LaSalle finally found a leader in Bacardona. It was not as emphasized as last year, but this year they know that their leader is Macardona.
Okay, thank you very much, Randy. In game number 1, teams will go to their strengths. They will make the adjustments in game number 2. So explosions are expected. Big game coming up here on Studio 23 as game 1 of the finals of season 67 explodes today at the Big Dome.
EY10. And the other guard, number 18, standing 6'1", Ryan Aranya. At center, number 16, standing 6'4", Sherwin Gakko. Number 5, standing 6'4", Jude Kabatu. And the other forward, number 17, standing 6'2", Mac Cardona. And their head coach, Prince Pumade, wearing their dark-colored uniforms, the defending champions, starting for the FEU Tamaraws. At guard, number 8 and 6 feet, Pedro Miranda. And the other guard, number 7, standing 6'2", R.J. Rizada. At center, number 10, standing 6'7", Don Yabun. Forward, number 12, standing 6'4", Mark Eason. And the other forward, number
this is the way they do it nowadays. Tapikan lang and high fives. But now it's a different ballgame altogether as this one will probably will be, as our Nescafe starting fives have been introduced. Koy Banal looking on. A truly good game is coming up. Enjoy it better with your Nescafe this afternoon. The important thing for FEU is not to let LaSalle start quickly. On the other hand, it is important for LaSalle na hindi sila ma-dominate agad ng FEU.
Well, definitely, they've learned their lessons, both FEU and LaSalle. You're right about LaSalle not starting that quickly, but hey, to begin with, it's a turnover in favor of De La Salle University. You're right about it. LaSalle, in its last game, the last loss that they suffered, by the way, Seb, was to FEU. After that, they've not tasted defeat.
They took away Ateneo from its lofty position, stopped them in the Final Four. In fact, they had a playoff, and I really felt that when LaSalle began to share the ball more, they became a better team.
Well, definitely, and Cardona's one reason really why the ball is shared more. They're looking up for him for the point, but he's also giving up passes to his teammates.
In the meantime, the expected anxiety, intense moments of a game number 1 are happening right now. Still no points on the board.
Oh yes, and the last time these two met in the finals was in 2000, and LaSalle prevailed over FEU.
Salle has a slice of the cake of Cardona.
But they don't want Cardona to pick up his numbers so quickly, because he jump-starts for them. LaSalle is in good hands.
Koy Banal will learn from Jan later on, has tried every motivational tool to be able to rev up the troops as Tan fires a shot from the outside. Kabatu simply tiptoes for the basketball. Kabatu, looking at the flow of the defense, decides to make his move. Aranya can shoot. 12 on the shot clock. Cut by Cardona. No chance for a pass. Short pass, nearly stolen. It is Arvin Santos who has it.
Very tentative in the offense for LaSalle. I think there were some very good fakes and looks, but they did not take it.
Yabut uncorks. Boy, they're so tense, and so are we.
Well, you feel it, Sam. Look, Mark Isip called for a loose ball foul. You know, he's trying to get some position. Yes, indeed, they're so tense. You know, the teams don't look comfortable. Definitely not comfortable at this point.
Sagu, Mendoza, and Estrada are the gentlemen with the whistles. Below the 9-minute mark, still no points on the board. It's a sea of green today, Randy.
With a tinge of yellow.
Tinge of yellow. Earlier, snatches of blue, because the junior team of Ateneo won against USD earlier. Here's a lady who has a report really prepared for this one. Miss Chamali Gogan for FEU.
Yes, watching the practice yesterday, the FEU Tamaraws seemed to be very composed and focused. Coach Koy said that positive attitude always gave them positive results. And he said for this game, we need 3 things. First, he said, is the power to face Cardona and his gang. He said we have the championship experience and we will defend this title with honor. Second is love. He said we have to have love for the game, and for us to win, we have to be very passionate. Third, he said, is self-control. We cannot control the referee's calls or the crowd behavior, but we can control our hearts and mind. Lastly, he said, we are stronger if we are together. A punch with a closed fist is always stronger than a slap. Back to 7, Randy.
Back Cardona with his first twirling shot. Yabut knocks it in.
A lot of people overlook the presence and value of Don Yabut. One, he's captain of the team for FEU. Secondly, he has certainly come of age here in the UAAP, knocking the first 2 points for the Tamaraws.
Arvin Santos has active defensive hands. He applies the brakes, pulls up quickly, a bit offline. Rebound contested. Santos still has it, but not for long. Here's Stan pushing it hard. Zigzagging, goes to Kapatu. Screeches to a halt, goes to Aranya. Aranya thought about it, decides to bring it in closer.
Hey, over Arvin Santos on that. Brian Aranya, this is his first taste of the championship.
And De La Salle is in front, 4-2. Game number 1 unfolding here on Studio 23. Sam Sarmenta with Randy Sabdalan. Jan Managagan and Ricky Delas. Stolen. Here's Aranya, half a step ahead. And a foul as well.
Yeah, that was a poor foul given by Dennis Pirana. Aranya was already 2 steps ahead, and he gingerly and so complacently went for it. Was called for the foul, and a +1 here for Ryan Aranya.
You know, during this run of De La Salle, which is now 8 games now, never a moment being scared as we take a look at this Milo fast break. And this was that foul, as you mentioned, by Denok Miranda, which was something he should have let go.
I expected more from Denok. Just let go. Right about it, Sam. Aranya was ahead. Just giving him an opportunity to score another point. But Aranya and Gako, this is the first championship series. Last year they were rookies and they were knocked out by Ateneo in that grueling semifinal series.
Aranya misses an opportunity to complete the three-point play. Here come the defending champions. Here's Yabut, top of the keyhole to Denok. It's a battle of the headbands also today. Denok, Mark Isip is starting early today. He's shot not work, and T.Y. Tan goes away with it. Whips it over to Mac. Mac does not force it, goes to Kapatu. Aranya, close range. Oh, sorry, it's Gako.
Gako coming out game in last game against Ateneo. First 2 points, strong move against Mark Isip.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was Aranya. You know why? LaSalle has developed a system where everybody gets to touch the ball nowadays.
No question about that. And that's one of the secrets of their success this year.
That's one of my excuses when I make the wrong call, Randy. And by the way, just to go back to Jam's report, he's the only one who can part the sea of the smell of pain reliever and get that report. And somebody who also does a great report for the De La Salle Green Archers all season long. In fact, he has done a great job. Mickey Dellas, take it away.
It is no secret the Green Archers are ecstatic to be back in the finals, but they aren't the only ones. This was evident yesterday during a mass that was held for the Archers, where LaSallians of all shapes and sizes came in full force to show their support to the team. Looking back at season 67 may have been a long and trying trek for these boys, but all their hard work and sacrifices paid off as they find themselves exactly where they want to be, back in the finals. Today that trek continues and the Archers have come prepared. Back to 7 Randy.
Thanks a lot, Vicky. 6:18 to go. De La Salle in front, 8-2. Here's T.Y. Tan. I just like the way this guy has improved with every game. That shot though is short, and the rebound could be a foul against Miranda. Against Miranda, that's 2.
Yeah, that is dangerous. Second foul, trying to take out Gako from the sweet spot in the shaded area. He's so vital, and I think more than Arvin Santos, it's Denok Miranda that LaSalle is watching out because he knows the team. He's like a hub to the offense of Huey Banal.
In the meantime, Chan checks in. Chan has a decent shot from the outside. I see Cutler just about ready to check in. I think Miranda will get some bench time because of those 2 personals. Our ball game reads 8-2, 6 minutes and 8 seconds. Some of you may have just checked in from school. This is game 1 of the finals. In the meantime, a box play by the Green Archers. Quesada attacking. But again, the LaSalle defense is there to block his path. Zan decides to pass off to Cardona. Aranya fighting inside, keeps it alive. Unable to sink it one more time.
Yes! What power and timing for Aranya. Big boys of FEU, Aranya coming away with an offensive goal. And put back at that.
And not a strand of his hair is out of place.
Yes, look at that. Look at that, Sam. What an effort.
And let's take a look at our Smart Buddy instant replay. And effort indeed is the big word in that last sequence. Ayaw pa nung una, sige, ipalik ko nga. And that will segue into a timeout call by FEU. The Green Archers ahead by 8. Key candidates for the MVP award for the UAAP Season 67 Milo Waiver matchup for Anytime Anywhere Energy. Grab a bar now.
This game could be some measure of the voting that's going to happen. Game 2, there's going to be take a look at Mrs. Provencia Banal and of course Joel Banal, Sam.
Well, Joel Banal was the opponent of Coy just last year.
LaSalle has early gone through their strengths. Rebounds, they have more rebounds, 10-2 in this at this point. Less turnovers, more turnover points, and better shooting.
Green Archers have a 9-point lead. FEU has been putting up flags, Randy.
Yep.
Atrocious shots, in fact. Wala sa tiempo.
Yes. Well, they've been taken out of their system. I think it's a challenge really for FEU when Miranda sits down. It's Cutler running the floor. This time, it's on the other side of the fence, the Parents.
And the Papilonia.
Yeah. They're with the UE team this year.
And I think Guido has a brother who plays for FEU, but unfortunately won't be playing today. But the system of FEU has been jarred. As of now, they have not been able to find an open shot. That was a fishing expedition, and Captain Hook was caught.
Yeah, you know, was a good play there for Arwin Santos to drive to the hoop. He won't be able to get his shot in the middle. So he took it, and Cardona picks up foul number 1 and returns the foul for LaSalle.
Earlier today, the Ateneo Blue Eaglets took step number 1 in moving towards the defense of their crown with the conquest of UST 61-51, a team they could not beat in the run of the eliminations.
Exciting ball is really in the high school division. The last time we covered it, take a look at Mr. Anton Montinola of FEU.
He's taking a look at the scoreboard. He doesn't like what he sees right now.
They're down by 8 points, 11-3.
Now that the excitement of the finals has kicked in, now you have to be smart, Randy.
Oh yes, you know, all the things that you've learned in the elimination in the Big Four, you take it with you. But you don't have to succumb to the pressure, especially for the first termers in a championship series.
The pass of Cardona is picked up by Rizada. There's Cutler slowing it down, waiting for the rest of the brigade. The pass inside is thwarted, and Tomato has hands all over the ball. By the way, number 11, Roser Mangajas is on the floor for FEU. Short stab by Gaco. That will not connect. Arwin Santos along the sideline, draws the double coverage, manages to pass off. Inside to Santos. Quesada, Chan, serves it lefty offline. Mangas, bagging bodies, can't get it to crawl inside.
Tough luck there for FEU. They had their opportunities, but they were looking at the Jeffrey shot. It's very critical for FEU to hit the three-point shot in the perimeter because that's going to block the defense of LaSalle inside.
4 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in a briskly moving opening quarter. Aranya. Cardona draws the double coverage. Naipit.
Yep. Well, they were really anticipating the curl of Cardona. Really very difficult for him to extricate.
Roy Banal was hoping that they would get the call there because it looked like it was Cardona who touched the last. In the meantime, 7 remaining on the shot clock. Kabatu. Gaco has it. He will go close range. Nothing. Here's Mangajas. Mangajas is just so pumped up. He's throwing all kinds of crazy passes right now. The defense is already there. He still issues the pass. De La Salle with an early lead, 11-4, with exactly 4 minutes to go. And it's time to check out the Alma Mummies.
It's always a good time, like a reunion of sorts.
Dennis Miranda reading the passing lane.
It's a good play by Koy to bring back Dennis. He couldn't get his bearings early in the game. Set him for a while because of the foul, and here he comes up with a good steal and a basket for FEU.
Cardona's hook shot!
You know, very dangerous for LaSalle to get those shots in single coverage only for Cardona. That's going to be 2 points for them.
13-6. Biggest lead enjoyed by De La Salle was 9. Inside Rosado. Mangas to Chan. Chan serving it lefty again. A little too strong. Pag walang lobo yung tira, may kigil yan eh. As Aranya, who is off to a good start, confronts Chan. Goes to Kapapla at the top of the keyhole. The shot clock of LaSalle is down to 11. Cardona finding way to go to Benitez. Oh, but Benitez holding on to his back.
Yep, it was a tough fall that he took.
You know, the big guys, when they fall, masakit dyan. Then, it's 5-on-4 as Rizado scores. Benitez plays excellently coming up the bench for Franz Bumaren. Hurt his back.
That was a tough fall that he took. You know, one FA player was down and Benitez just fell on his hip.
Parang iniwasan niya eh, no? Tingnan natin, Randy, kung masisilip natin dito.
Oh yes, you know, there's a good dish off by Cardona to Benitez, and somebody fell on the side of FEU, and there's the fall, and ooh, the hip of Benitez. You know, that was really a solid one, and you measure the what he's very heavy for his height, and then falling on his hip, look, he's still in pain.
Benitez standing 6'5". I like to kid Benitez every game. I keep looking for his black socks because he did play extremely well whenever he wears his black socks. But no kidding about this particular pain that he has experienced right now. Of course, we don't like to see any of our players in any league for that matter, especially at this level, really losing their composure because of an injury. Oh boy, it is painful to watch as we take a look at Casio, who's in the game for the first time for LaSalle. France has finally developed some kind of system with the substitution pattern, and the players, as that traveling violation is called, players just know when they're coming in, Randy.
Yes. You know, Cardona's trying a little of everything for LaSalle. Big this year for Paul Mayer Hopper. He's a revelation in the second round for De La Salle. Now he'll be up against the veteran, leading MVP candidate Arwin Santos.
Here's John Bishop giving go to Denim. This is a close range. Iwasa in defensa. As Kabatu tries to control his dribble, Aranya scoots inside and flies. Makes it.
What a quarter for Ryan Aranya. 9 points. He's in serious business, and LaSalle is up by 9.
Exactly the amount he has produced. As Cardona, too many lazy passes for FEU. Too many lazy passes.
And you can't do that for LaSalle. They've come back in the second round because of their defense, because of the steals, because of the transition plays for them.
You want one more headache? Yo,
There we go.
About ready to come in. Here comes the steal by Cardona. Cardona applies the brakes, goes up. Can't make it. Rebound controlled by Santos. But you know, FEU is a thinking team. Okay, sige, bumulusok kayo. Something they did against Ateneo in the battle for the top position. Here's Arwin Santos snaring it away from Team De La Salle. Their hover is there.
You're right about the complacent passes given by FEU in this ball game.
Hindi dadating sa paroroonan kung ganun kalamya ang pagkakapasa.
Yung LaSalle is just waiting. There's just so many arms of the Green Archers looking at the passing lane of FEU.
Good point, yes. Less than a minute to go, and De La Salle with the 11-point lead, short-range shot. Santos beginning to feel it with his first field goal.
They have to look for the big names in FEU with Demo Miranda and Santos. Very familiar with each other. They should really go to that point. They can't see numbers from the others.
Passion goes to Kabatu, who has played this entire opening quarter. Oh, Cardona, that is so deceptive.
He's so unstoppable with his moves because you're right about the word operatively deceptive. You don't know when he's going to take it. Nahas picks up the foul and Cardona's piling up numbers here in the first period.
Absolutely. Cardona already with 6 as you check out the Smart Buddy instant replay. You know, when I first covered Cardona, it was Ateneos. I think that was UNB.
Yes.
And then he suddenly threw these hook shots.
Nobody knew that, you know, he can make those teardrop shots. But we saw Benitez being taken out of the dugout. And there's and Yo coming back. Very popular fellow in De La Salle. Kobe Bryant, this is idol.
He's a come-to-life anime.
A lot of people were saying, particularly in that game against UP, he's like a Sambo Lin resurrected in the UAAP.
Samantala, we have Villanueva who's checking in. Villanueva is Mr. Cool for De La Salle. FEU falling behind by 12. The defending champions were all, you know, they did away with Ateneo's surgical passion last year in the 2 games that they played in the finals. Now they find themselves down at this juncture here in the opening quarter.
But it's a different situation. Second foul on Jerwin Gaco. Well, when they played Ateneo last year, Seb, Ateneo was badly bruised and battered by LaSalle. Here, they're playing LaSalle, but ready to spare. They finished Ateneo in that knockout game, and then that advantage of winning once in that series. It's a different look for FEU, and besides, it's a different team that they have right now.
Although FEU is completely rested after no games for 1 week, Diablo tries to keep it alive. But here comes Casio. Casio firing at all cylinders, loses control, manages to get it to Villanueva. Step back. Yes!
The composure there for Mr. Cool.
That De La Salle Green Archers. The momentum of the second round is still there. They are smoking. They are percolating. They are on target. Their arrows sharp in this opening quarter.
Of course, that's Danny Jose of De La Salle, this year's president of the UAAP. They should be happy.
And I think I see Johnny Abarientos there.
Yeah, that's Danny Abarientos of FEU. And is that Leo Avenido with his hair?
Bakit may buhok yan?
I was really surprised.
That's a surprise.
Leo Avenido.
And of course, they play for the Coca-Cola Tigers.
Yes. Of course, Johnny was with the 91-92 champion team of FEU.
And Avenido continues to be a steady presence for Chat Reyes in the PBA. In the meantime, this one has De La Salle written all over it in this first half so far. What must FEU do, Randy? Medyo late sila responding.
Well, the turnovers, I think, have really hurt FEU in the first period. That has given the momentum to LaSalle. And they were not really working on their shots. You know, so many open looks for them, but they couldn't make it. Mayor Hoffer committing a foul against Mark Isip. I think this is a good time save now for FEU to come back. The 5 of LaSalle, I'm not very familiar if this is going to be a good bench player to start the second quarter. Where Mayor Hoffer, PJ Walsham, Casio, and Villanueva. I think only Joseph Yo is a tested terminal here, and Casio last year's Rookie of the Year. But we have Isip, Miranda, Garcia, Yahoo, and Misada, all with championship experience for FEU.
Here's Casio trying to set up the table for De La Salle. Yo looking inside. Casio. Shot clock reduced to 10. Inside we go. Twisting shot by Walsham. No goal. Rebound controlled by Miranda. Miranda goes all the way and is fouled upon entry.
Now, 2 consecutive plays now, Seb. FEU has come up with a foul from De La Salle. That means the shaded area is opening up for them. They're getting their opportunities. 2 free throws one more time for Dennis, this time for Dennis Miranda. Mayor Hopper collecting his second foul, and he moves out, and Cabatu comes back for LaSalle.
Sonny Cabatu and his wife look on. You know, Koy Banal is Mr. Adjustment. He has been such an astute student of the game that he does not panic when a situation turns against his team.
You know, LaSalle should learn his lesson in 2003. But they led FEU twice, 16-18 in the first half, only to lose the lead in 1 quarter because, as you said, it's Koy made the adjustments.
Parang attitude ni Koy mahaba pa yan, ano? Villanueva. Walsham. Strip. Rubbed against Walsham. It'll go to FEU.
Yeah. I think Kumarin's trying to get something from PJ Walsham. It's not really played significant minutes in the elimination, and here is given an opportunity to shine and fill in.
One-handed attempt will crawl inside for Mark Isip.
And again, inside point Seb, and Mark Isip has held that ball 2 out of the 3 times in FEU's offense, and now he's got a +1 opportunity for himself.
The foul is going to go against Casio, as we saw in our Smart Buddy instant replay. Ball game standing at 24-13.
I think LaSalle is hurting now because Benitez was injured. The rotation has been, you know...
Kaya napasok si Walsh.
Yes, very, very difficult. I was expecting Mike Gavino to play for LaSalle because he did a great game against Adamson. But I was just wondering why PJ. He probably played well in practice. That gave him the nod for Kumarin.
24-14 is the count. Here's Yo. Villanueva. Yo, 3, no. Mayor Hoffer keeps it alive but sends it to the wrong address. Here's Miranda trying to set it up. Santos, quick release. FEU unable to keep it alive. Mayor Hoffer racing against everybody. Stretches! just missed.
You know, he's an exciting guy who could really make it in a high jump event.
And Mickey, as usual, you are cool as ever despite the bedlam happening behind you. Mickey?
After a bad fall, Mark Benitez was brought out on his stretcher. Medics say that he is currently suffering from a contusion on his right hip. We are still unsure if he will be able to play again today. Back to Seb and Randy.
Thanks a lot.
You know, good play there by Villanueva, seeing Kabatu open from that cut, and then first 2 points for LaSalle in the second period.
In the meantime, Casio picks it up. Hopper gets partially rejected. Rebound is controlled by FEU. Mark Isip attacks, and we will all go home.
That's a rarity. That's a rarity. You know, it's torn between the bank shot and the straight shot for Mark Isip. Got wedged in.
Basta ang alam ko dyan, naglalaro kami niyan sa Bloomington. Chinelas ang solusyon dyan.
Kung tihaya o taob yung chinela to, matanggal mo
na. Matanggal mo yung gano, kasi wala naman kami malalaking tao.
Tsaka miss na pagkatapos.
Yes, eh pag pumunta sa bubong, talagang uwian na. Yung chinelas, ha? Villanueva, top of the keyhole. Casio on the works on that one. Jam, come in. Report, please, about the Tamaraws.
Yes, Coach Koy had an audio-visual presentation for the players. He said that the video's message is for those who stood their ground and believe in themselves. He said this is for those who sacrifice. Also, Coach mentioned the biblical story of David and Goliath. But this time, Coach talked about Goliath's frustration to David's taunting that actually led to his loss. He said that the height and experience is not enough. You need to have the smartness and the ability to analyze situations. I don't want you to be tentative on your actions, he said. I want you to communicate, and I don't want frustrations. Back to 7, Randy.
Thank you very much. Villanueva, short. You know, coaching is really like teaching. You have to come up with all kinds of gimmicks, you know. Isada!
A good screen provided by Mark Isip. And FEU slowly clawing its way back into the ball game.
Earlier winning against the UST Tigers, Tiger Cubs, if you would call it. 61 to 51, and getting the first advantage, so to speak, there in the finals of the junior division. There's Cardona, up, step, jump, rejected.
But he gets it back. You know, he's just taking the game inside and, you know, taunting the defense of Arvin Santos.
John probes inside, decides to go to Miranda. Had to sit down in the opening quarter because of 2 early fouls. Miranda launches a 3. It's on the iron, but Kabatu is there to snare it away. Lead pass to Yo, good catch. Flies, he's guilty of an offensive foul.
His momentum took him to Denok Miranda. That's the first foul of Joseph. And whenever Cardona and Joseph are in the ball game for LaSalle, it's always an interesting situation for the LaSallians.
There's that hop, step, and jump move as we check it out in our Smart Buddy Instant Replay. How he just keeps that ball alive, gives his team some chances. Here's Denok Miranda. Good cut by Risada, overshooting though, and a foul against Isip.
LaSalle is out-positioning FEU. That's number 3. He better check his school, you know. Isip is getting out position, thinking that he can out-jump Joseph in that play. Oh, Benitez is back.
Benitez, who hit his back and his hip in the opening quarter after going in for a shot. Shot by him or rebound?
No, after they made the shot, he fell.
Siguro mahilig yung tatay niya sa kay Oliver na, no? Mark Lester Benitez.
Oh!
LaSalle with too many weapons, really sharp today.
Yes.
Yo with his first pair of points, Randy.
And Risada was attacked late, giving up the foul, and a +1 here for Joseph.
LaSalle is looking for championship number 7. Is there anybody in Taft Avenue today?
I think so. It's
At least in that LaSalle Park. Those of you who were unable to come to Cubao, I'm sure you have a TV set on, enjoying this game. I'm sure the same thing is true over there in Moraita.
Yes.
Chan. Oh, creates.
Wow, what a scoop by Chan. You know, that's important for him because he has to pick up his game and his offense for FEU.
Chan with his first set of points as Casio sends it to Yo. There may have been a foul. Di tinawagan. Yo puts up an air ball. Chan has it. Chan quickly to Rizada. Rizada, I like the way he plays also. Cool na si Rizada. Here's Yabut, the team captain. Arwin Santos, the recipient. The floater. No serve. Follow up.
Salle got the inside track over Joseph Yo, and the putback resulting in the 2 points. 6 points for RJ.
4 minutes and a half remaining in the second quarter. Game 1 living up to its billing in terms of excitement. Camps from both schools really cheering their hearts out here as Yo attempts from long distance. Short. Yabut controls the rebound. An 11-point lead by De La Salle, who was largest at 15. There's a foul underneath.
Casio. Well, they saw the play coming, but he was out of position for JB Casio, so he gave up that foul. That's a second for Casio. Are they in the penalty?
I think they are, as the Pumarins look on.
There's a chance for FEU to trim the lead below double digits.
And by the way, FEU on the other hand is looking for a basketball title number 19. Well, they've been in the league longer than De La Salle. FEU was part of the league as early as 1938, while De La Salle, which used to be part of the NCAA together with Ateneo, joined the UAAP in 1986. That's why some players who played for LaSalle in the NC.
That's Councilor Robert Ortega of Manila.
Okay, we get the point. Councilor, looking at another councilor, Franz Romanen. That's why some players that we know did not have an Ateneo LaSalle in their career, like Tonichi Ituri.
Well, that was the time really that both teams were out of the league, and Ateneo was ahead in the UAAP compared to LaSalle.
Here's Yo trying to look for some shooting space. Picks it up, goes left.
Oh, yes! Over Arwin Santos. You know, he used his body. He knew that Santos was going to come over and try to block his shot, but Yo was relentless.
Yo has picked up 5 points in the second quarter. Did not start off for De La Salle. Yabut's pass to Miranda goes through his fingers.
You know, that's really problem with Don Yabut would not be so sure exactly what he's going to do with that basketball.
There's that magnificent shot by Joseph Yo, the ninja in full gear, just created. 33-22, an 11-point De La Salle lead. 3 minutes and 18 in the balance. Steal by Denham Miranda. That is why FEU can afford him not being there, but that is his third foul.
That is big because third foul of Denham.
Hindi natiis natin, no?
But that's really a temptation. You've got a smaller guy in front of you and his neck sticking out like this one by T.Y. Tang. Look at that.
And now Cutler reports back in as Miranda is ruining that development. He knew that he had made a mistake. And Koy Banal needs him to talk to him. Well, that's life, you seem to be saying.
He and Mark Isip are down with 3 fouls. That's why they're riding the bench for FEU.
Don't you just like the way Kabato has improved in every game? In the meantime, though, here's somebody who's always consistent. Rizada whips it over to Chan. Chan does not force the situation. Goes outside to RJ Rizada. Top of the keyhole with Chan. Here's Yabut. Yabut's hook version won't bite. Rebound. Fought for control. Rizada.
He played so well here in the first half. 8 points for RJ Rizada on a number of putbacks and offensive boards for him.
He is such a younger version of Redondo Contreras.
He also hails from the south.
Oh, yes. Samantala, Babatu, and shake up the D, whips it outside. Yo sends it to the left flank. outside foot by Zhang. And they got Tang, Yo, and Cardona all at the same time. They're going to put the finishing touches to this first lap. There's Yabut. Stoops down low. Cross court to Cutler. Cutler can't shake off Tang. Chan is asking for it. Yabut says, let me in. Yep. Either that or traveling. And the 3-second violation was clear. FEU has been charged with a timeout with 1 minute and 48 to go. 33-24. Back here at the Big Dome. What is it about the hats and players?
Well, of course, better have a copy down there.
Really, what is it about hats and players?
Mac Cowan.
And he's enjoying himself.
He's in our school, bawal yung cap on campus.
Kamin din sa classroom.
We cannot allow them to be wearing caps on campus.
Anyway, what is allowed is to be aggressive, and that is what LaSalle has done so far this first half. But you were correct when you said that RJ Risada has been orchestrating a bit of a comeback, although that give and go almost went all the way.
Well, that was a foul given up by Cutler, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it Yabut? It's on Don Yabut, that's number 1, and that's Mr. Capistrano of Ateneo.
Mr. Capistrano, the athletic director of Ateneo.
FEU not in the penalty set, so no free throws for Joseph.
Yes, 14 fouls already against FEU, while LaSalle is in the penalty. Cardona looks around, goes to Tang and Yo. They operate at the top of the keyhole area. Yo starts his orchestration. This is the shot. Follow-up is there for Benitez.
That's why he's there, Mark Benitez, for the offensive boards in case Joseph misses.
Here's Cutler. He says, Arwin, get into position. Pero foul.
That's a foul on Tang. Because of the mismatches. That's number 1, but the bad thing for LaSalle, they're in the penalty, so RJ will take his shot at the free throw line.
You know, I'm getting this feeling that Coy Banal is already plotting out his halftime speech.
He's already visualized in his mind what he's going to say.
Yes. Gusto ko yung mga senyasa ng mga coaches. Sabi nila, paano nyo nakikita lahat yan? As you take a look at Dr. Ricardo M. Matibag of Addison University, and Francis making a signal with his shirt. And Mr. Rolando M. Perez, the board member representing the University of East. Apparently, there's a meeting of the board of directors or board of trustees of the UAAP. Everybody comes around during the finals. Yo, dancing.
That's a foul. It's a big slap. There's just going to be 2 free throws for Joseph Yo. Cutler trying to get the foul, but it's going to be on Risada. That's number 2 on RJ Risada.
Kaya lumakad pala yung si Risada, no?
One is replaced by Ryan Aranya. Well, they can't allow Risada to pick up another foul. 51 seconds remaining. That's why De La Cruz is put in by Coach Coy Banal for FEU. The situation is already bad. That's
Coach Sonny Pagir.
Yes, of NU. I miss his stint on the floor.
Oh, I miss it when he agonizes over everything on the court. I met him at the coffee shop earlier and said hello. I think he was tickled pink that I still called him coach. He is coach.
He is coach. And we know he's very animated. It's been some time now since Manny Dandan took over, and then now Rico Perez of NU. So it's been about 4 or 5 years we haven't seen him.
But he tries to sit occasionally. Too many heartaches for NU this year. Just 1 win against USD. Long cross-court pass to Chan, who shops around. Cutler. Chan launches a 3. Back. Yo, eyes his target. Goes to Aranya. You know, Aranya has developed into being one of the great finishers of this tournament.
He is a scorer out of CDSL. LaSalle picking up because they know he can score.
Aranya has pocketed 11 points in this first half, and that pass is red. And this has been unsolved, that is, by FEU. However, they give them a dose of their own medicine. Chan! Kaboom! Gone. 13-point lead by LaSalle. Statement first half. The momentum of the second round of the elimination, the playoffs, and the Final Four still definitely there for the green and white from Taft Avenue. With us quickly at the top of this third quarter, and LaSalle, as if the first half has not ended yet.
Yep, Cabato opens the third period with a 3-point basket, extending the biggest lead of LaSalle to 16.
FEU has to do something dramatic here. I'm sure they will tell us that the lecture was about playing defense, but they have to do something dramatic here. LaSalle is just getting away with what they want to do, Randy.
It's a very active play here for LaSalle. They're covering every FEU man in front of them, and FEU has to make the big shots more consistently here in the third period.
Good point. I think the early fouls of Miranda was something they were not prepared for, and LaSalle is going to town with Cardona with a 13-point collection.
That is dangerous when you have LaSalle leading you by 13 and they open strong with 5 straight points.
Abante ng 18 ang LaSalle. Miranda tries to inch it closer. Drops it to Chan, who scoots inside and scores.
Another spectacular shot for Chan, but for a while you have to ask yourself, where is the offense going for FEU?
Good point. Downstairs we go. That goes haywire, and FEU gets a break.
Too strong a pass given by Cardona to Cabato.
Earlier today, the Ateneo Blue Eaglets taking one against the USD Tiger Cup, 61-51. Quickly to Jam Malindogan to tell us about what the Tamaraws talked about in the locker room at halftime.
Yes, in the dugout, Coach told his players that LaSalle was carrying over their momentum. He said, we've been here before. Let's show them the right attitude. We are the defending champion, and we need to have the heart of the champion. He said, we've been tentative on our actions. Let's make them work, especially on the defensive end. Take it possession by possession. Stop thinking about the championship yet. It's important that we win this game first. Anticipate their attacks and have the positive attitude. Back to 7, Randy.
Thanks a lot, Jam. Santos shooting only 1 out of 8 so far in the game, Randy. And breakaway by Lisada. No, Miranda goes up, and that's a sportsmanlike foul.
And that's going to mean 2 free throws plus possession for FEU. Aranya trying to hold down Miranda
para hindi mag-free throw. Yes. Kaso, nabigay niya yung ganong klaseng foul. Yes. Going for the man rather than the ball.
Yes, correct, Steph. That's a big price. Even this is an open late for him. And he missed this one. That's the second foul on Aranya. There's the foul that you were mentioning, Steph. After the man, not after the ball.
Dragabet Ramos and his crew of engineers and technicians showing to us each nuances. Turn of the game as Miranda says, come on, let's get going. It is a 15-point lead.
Miranda, he's a leader of the team. He has to be consistent with his free throws. They're going to need a better shooting touch from the free throw line if they want to come back from this deficit that LaSalle has put up over them.
You know, all the papers mentioned Transfer Martin saying that the FEU team was taller than them, even the coaching staff was taller than them. But you know, it's the speed, the hustle as Cabato works a long one. Downstairs, that was thwarted. So is Aranya. He'll go to
FEU. You know, even if LaSalle missed those shots, again, the tenacity of not giving FEU a clear look at the rebound, a crowded situation, typifies the attitude of LaSalle in this game.
7:16 or 7:13 now to go. Good shake by John. Dishes it off. Miranda, 3 to go. FEU has not had an explosive shot all game long. In fact, nothing from 3-point distance by FEU.
Lopez lost the ball twice in this quarter. Maybe he should check his dribbles.
And FEU 0 of 9 from the 3-point zone. Too many dangerous, wasted passes by the Tamaraws.
LaSalle has allowed FEU to dribble that ball and not seen that offensive pattern in Koy Banal, wherein these guys will just be passing the ball around. LaSalle has really forced them to dribble and take some chances, which has resulted in turnovers.
In the meantime, the official is talking to Gaku and Miranda. I think it's about the interpretation of the rules. Gaku goes over to Branch Mamarin. Let's bring in Mickey Dellis for a report about the locker room discussion of the Greek Archers during Levantine. Mickey?
For the past 8 games, the extra pass has worked wonders for the LaSalle team. In addition, hustling and staying active has also helped them to come to where they are today. This second half, they cannot relax. Relax after the season, the coaches said. What they must do now is to continue executing well, which according to Coach France is the mark of a good team. Also, they must work even harder while avoiding any mistakes to protect their lead. Back to 7, Randy.
Thanks a lot, Mickey. The extra pass you were talking about produced the 3-point shot for Aranya, and swiftly on the other hand, Arwin Santos got in a short jumper. Tang to Cardona, loses control. Tang is there to recover, but easily plucks it away. Quesada, that's traveling, good call.
You know, they're in a hurry to unload for FEU. They have to settle down. That's why the turnovers are committed here in the third period. Parang mainit na patatasig yung bola eh.
Sobra. You know, you can sense that Mac Cardona is enjoying himself. He has all these crazy, funny expressions that he has on his face. He feels that he can control the game. Here's time, top of the keyhole. Aranya says, one more time, please. Not on that journey. Eason can't control it. It's down on the ground. Sada slams it against Tang. LaSalle is charged with a timeout. They're in front by 16 with 5:45 to go. Another statement being made by the Green Archers.
Yeah. They have to get some opportunities here.
Miranda trying to create. That circles out. Miranda gets it back.
And a lucky break there. LaSalle is the inside back, but Miranda out of his effort. 7 points now for Denok, leading 7 points for him.
The lead is 14 turnovers this quarter. That is what has happened thus far. Top of the keyhole with time. There's Cardona. Goes up.
If you cannot allow Cardona to do that, he will attack the basket every time.
15 is a total of Cardona.
You know, I don't know that twice. FEU did not have the number. There are more white shirts, and still they insist on running a break there with Jodin Garcia and De La Cruz.
And this is what was in the report of Jam earlier. Koy Banal feels that they don't have the same attitude that they had last year.
That is correct.
Cardona says, come play with me. Abatu!
So much to the arsenal brought in by LaSalle so far at this point against FEU.
Mr. George Araneta and Jose Pardo enjoying the action. You know who they're cheering for.
You know, the defense of LaSalle is really tremendous at this point. FEU cannot bring down that ball.
Sorry, Randy, I just couldn't help watching Cardona act as a cheerleader. And there's a website in LaSalle that goes non-stop cheering. They eyeball before the game, and after it has produced dividends, and they're enjoying themselves. Cardona is saying, come, enjoy it with me. Kabatu. Gaku gets it. Si Gaku lang ba ang graduate sa grupo ko?
Yes.
Abatu. Cardona waltzing. Jam. Downstairs. Gone.
He was pressed. I think the ball was too long in the hands of Cardona.
FEU, the defensive stop there. Good start them going. Get them going, that is. With 3:51 to go, FEU calls a timeout. It has been all De La Salle in game number 1. They were out of the finals the first time in a long, long while. Ateneo pushing them out. And boy, did they miss being in the finals. They are shouting their hearts out.
Yep, and their host this year, Seb.
Yes. Everything going wrong Randy, for FEU here.
Boy trying to look for a 5 that will click is going to come up with, some combination of points for them.
Isid trying to ignite them. Some good footer.
Big through there for Marky. He has to get this game going. While for LaSalle, Kumaren has the luxury of changing men and keeping fresh legs on the floor by putting in Casio and Josephio at this point.
17 is the distance. Cardona reaches to a halt. Casio was asking for it. In fact, Franz Kumaren was telling Cardona to give it to the point guard, but all's well that ends well. However, they are left with 8 seconds on their shot clock. The pass of Yo is deflected. Here's LaSalle with that graceful gait of his. Cutler switching to a halt. He didn't threat si Cutler and only maatake. In the meantime, an offensive foul against Isid.
That's number 4. He's going to be setting. They stayed on the bench longer than on the floor, Seb, for Marquis. So that's number 4 for Mark. Nadigigil eh. Gago was just baiting him to drive in.
Checking out our smart buddy instant replay. Gago has matured as a player also, huh? He's been able to control his emotions. He can get so emotional at times.
Last year, he figured in a very emotional game against Ateneo. He's in the master's program of LaSalle, so he should mature. He was in the bachelor's. I would be surprised. We know that, Seb.
Cardona, alam mo naman ng master's college done right.
Yes, and iba na yung level mo din. There's more than just footnoting and doing bibliography in the master's.
Use Xerox more enthusiastically. 2:37 to play. Oh, Cardona nearly swatting it away from behind. Mangakas underneath. Nabasa naman LaSalle to play. This play that FEU used to do so well has been read.
It's so quick in the defensive rotation of LaSalle. Second foul called on Mangakas of FEU. And Cardona is rested. Aranya is coming in. The strength of LaSalle is not changed on the floor.
Bawat hugot, deliver. Here's Yo, his turn to wear the black socks today. Abatu has hit some big threes. Shot clock is down to 7. Santos, not an offensive factor so far. The ball is on the baseline.
The defensive specialty of Arwin Santos, keeping Abatu at the border. No end for him. Francis probably saying, look out for that pass. He can pack that ball.
2 minutes to go. Third chapter. Mangakas, Cutler. FEU is looking for a torch. Something that will inspire them. Quesada serves it up. And as Santos, his problems continue.
Yes. Good for FEU. They're not in the penalty. Only the 13th foul. The first foul of Arvin Santos.
6 points, 7 rebounds. Not exactly Arvin Santos kind of numbers.
They have to score. It's the offense of FEU that's failing them. Defensively, I think it's holding up, but their offense, they turn the ball over, they're not hitting their perimeter, and that has only resulted in the opportunities for De La Salle.
I thought FEU was extremely devastating in the third quarter against Ateneo the last day of the elimination round. Ateneo was beginning to wax hot in the second quarter, but they just knocked out the Ateneo enthusiasm in the third quarter. There was a mid-court violation by Cash.
A good pressure made by Jonathan Cutler on JB Casio. Now it's a different combination here. Miranda and Cutler on the floor at the same time for FEU. So a two-point guard here working for the Tamaraws.
Yaput manages to get the inbound in play. Cutler. Here's Miranda. The main defensive stance ng players ng LaSalle. Forcing the other player to go in the direction he does not like to go.
Miranda. Seb picks up number 4. Only a minute and 22 here in the third.
And this has been the problem of FEU.
They really push to the wall here by LaSalle as far as their options are concerned. Isip and Miranda with 4 fouls here in the third and a minute and 22 remaining.
Koy Banal will need a great blockbuster of a movie to inspire his team should they fail to come back in this one in preparation for Sunday's game 2.
Cabato and Benitez working now the shaded area. No Arwin Santos on the floor. And only Yaput and Lisada and Chan probably would really be from the team last year.
That last foul was on Mangajas, his third, and FEU already in the penalty pit. LaSalle has managed to stay away from team fouls in the third chapter.
Well, so far, Seb, in a nutshell, the attitude of LaSalle has made the difference here from the opening tip up to this point. A minute and 9 seconds remaining. That's why LaSalle is holding
that shirt up.
That shirt up. Yes, that's Gak's shirt, if I'm not mistaken.
Mayor Hoffer, the human kite, is on the floor. He's like a kite. He's so graceful and he just floats. And he falls like a kite also.
I think FEU would want to finish executing well here in the third. That's why Santos was put in. Not just a holdover group for Coach Koy Banal.
Or nothing but long faces on the bench of FEU. That will continue as the ball is swiped away. Yo peeks inside. Casio. Good spin. Aranya. Santos skies for that one. His 6th board on the defensive glass. And the ball does not stay long on his camp. They take it back though. Mangas. About 4-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Finally, a long one for FEU.
Sleepy on defense, the man of Cutler. That could be a good sign for them, Seb. Cutler burying a 3-point shot.
Bringing it down to 15. 7 seconds remain in game 1's third quarter. Yo pulls it up.
Be over the back on Mark Benitez. LaSalle is not in the penalty. Only the second team foul for De La Salle.
Benitez back on the floor after that nasty fall in the opening quarter. In any event, the same combination of games will happen come Sunday. We'll tell you about it as we prepare you for the fourth quarter. But De La Salle etching its name on game number 1. Let's see if they can complete the picture here in the fourth quarter. The Stars, who were expected to live up to their billing, have done so. And let's see if FEU, the defending champions, can offer a response in the fourth. Meantime, Mangajas and company start this fourth quarter. Uphill climb, Randy, for FEU.
For FEU, they have to start strong here. They can't just allow LaSalle to take again a strong quarter start and then just pad on to this 15-point lead.
Traveling. Yes. Dalawang beses na nahuhuli si Rizada.
Lack of focus, Seb, I think they're thinking ahead of whatever is in store for them. All the quarters here taken, except for the second period, taken by LaSalle. 24 in the first, 1 point by FEU in the second, in the third, another 2 points. That's why we have a 15-point advantage for LaSalle.
Casio. Now we're beginning to see a bit of the future here, the LaSalle team for the next year.
Yes.
Not much change will happen, I guess. Outside shot on the money.
LaSalle has come out with more weapons offensively here.
Yes, Boy Abilieras finding it difficult to follow the production of LaSalle. 10 points by Yo. Cutler hit the 3 earlier. Almost had that one. Aranya stretches for it. Sada gets it. You know what you like about Aranya is that he has a great nose for the ball.
You know, he follows the shot. Second foul on Mark Benitez.
In the meantime, here was the conversion earlier by Joseph Yo. Smart one, 3. You and I have been covering games for quite a while, my friend, and you can sense when a team is peaking. It's hard to define, actually, but we've seen it happen with FEU last year, LaSalle this year, even Ateneo in 2002. You can sense where a team is going, so it's really up to FEU to make that big stop.
LaSalle is just picked right. A lot of observers have said, and in the papers, it showed.
That play is watched, however. Miranda. Chan. Santos wants to get going. It's a 3.
They missed out on that. It is dangerous.
9 points right.
Far in between for Arvin Santos, but a lot to cheer about for FEU.
That 15-point lead has been the distance na hindi matawid-tawid ng FEU. Earlier today, Ateneo winning against USD 61-51 in junior competition.
That's going to be on Joseph Yo. FEU read well that play of Yo in the middle. That's second on Joseph.
In the meantime, here's that big 3 by Santos earlier. A smart money 3 bang that must feel very good after so many misses. I love watching the UAAP fans when a rally is about to start. I'm looking at the LaSalle fans in a bit of concern. That's the right word. You correct, Professor. Miranda.
They boxed him.
Magmamadali, they were looking for Santos actually. There's a look of concern, but if they should convert here, jubilation will just erupt here. Back to the concern. The tap, back to jubilation. If only play-by-play was that simple, my friend. In the meantime, Yo dancing and says let's not force the issue. Benitez offering himself as a pick. Yo says, let's do this. The battle head and shoulder pick. Cardona says, I want this 3. Doesn't get it though.
Here comes the concern again, Seth.
FEU, they're trying to get something going here. Chan.
Over the back. Arvin Santos, that's number 2.
Let's count the team fouls so far. Santos' second gives FEU its first team foul, when De La Salle has already been called for 2.
7 minutes, and FEU still couldn't put up a string of points. I think that's important for them for a comeback. They have a string of about 4 to 6 points, but good defensive stuff to give them the confidence that they are coming back.
Yes, Santos is the owner of the sole set of points, a 3-pointer earlier. Here's Yo atop the keyhole area. Attacks against 3 green and yellow shirts. They thwart the play. If LaSalle is unable to stop FEU, expect a timeout. We're going to reset the shot clock here. I had already seen Franz Pomaden make the signal. We will most likely get a timeout should FEU convert here. Milo Wafer matchup. It's clearly in favor of Mac Cardona. Milo Wafer for anytime, anywhere, energy, grab a bar now.
FEU, difficult at this point, Seth. You know, we've been talking about it. Well, I think Mickey has something for us on the Green Archer side.
Yes, Mickey, go ahead.
Defense is really LaSalle's best offense, which is why Coach Franz wants his boys to play more aggressively this last quarter. In addition, he told them that they have to keep attacking, they must stay alert. A little tidbit for all of you guys, Just before the game, the Archers offered their hearts of love, sacrifice, and courage to the big man up there. Love, sacrifice, and courage. The weapons that the Archers carry with them this afternoon. Back to 7, Randy.
And all the arrows have been on target so far. I'm not even talking about field goal shooting, but more of the things that they want to get done in this game. Yabut with a good spin.
No, but they couldn't put it down. That was a good play for them. He was open, but he missed the shot.
Is the distance. You see the time at the bottom of your screens. Yo. Benitez trying to keep it alive. They are unable to do so.
15-point lead for the LaSalle. FEU better make its move here.
Time is a problem, Randy.
Yes.
Esmeralda, who started off on the wrong foot, if you may call it that, with 2 early fouls. That play does not work today.
You know, Cardona was down on the floor, but then when he stood up, he got the ball.
To the delight of the De La Salle faithful. Cardona dancing.
Would it get
missing.
I think the Arthur crowd is anticipating that Cardona and Yo will be passing and something good will happen.
And I really felt when they started to pass the ball more to each other, things just turned out for the better for the green and white. In the meantime, Isim.
Oh, that would have been offensive foul. That's number 5. He's got to go. Gigil magigil si Mark there. He wants things done so quickly, so swiftly. And Cabato is such a good defender on this guy.
6 points, a rebound. Cabato getting that.
I'm sure Sonny will be saying, you know, my son is a better defender than I am.
Given his flop, it's better. And really, it's more sellable. Jam Malindogan, what's happening to FEU, Jam?
Yes, frustration seems to be the biggest problem of FEU at this point. However, Coach told his players, you have to be very patient in this last quarter. These are the kind of games that require focus. There is still time. I want to see your body on the driving lane, diving for the ball. You have to make good decisions, be quick to read and think. He said, most of all, you have to work together aggressively and smartly. Back to 7, Randy.
Because Jam and Randy, no matter if, let's say, LaSalle hangs on, what Koy is after, a sense of confidence for game 2.
Yes. You know, they can't go Sunday's game, you know, with their heads bowed down so much. Second foul of PY Tang, 4 and 20. I'm no longer on the side of FEU at this point, Seb. You know, I cannot feel anything from the side of FEU that they're gonna come back strong.
Sometimes you sense it, man. You sense it,
Give us some signs, I guess, for Koy Banal and the rest of the Tamaraws, that they will be mounting something big in the last 4 minutes and 18 of this game against LaSalle.
It has only been Resada who has hit double digits so far. In fact, there hasn't been much production here in this quarter. Boya Villera, you have no problem, boy, with only 2 3-point shots, no?
Yes, only from Joseph Yo.
And one coming from Santos earlier. Yabut, Resada is begging for it. Yabut decides to take a crack himself.
Field goal shooting is really deserted. Good look for them. If not made those shots to fall.
Resada. Butler. Yabut, touch pass, and Santos launches a 3. Yes!
This be the sign. So much hard work, and then you give Santos a two-pointer.
Which cuts down the lead to 12, 56-44. Now the smart point guards will tell you here, don't panic. Ball on the ground. Where's the possession arrow pointing? It stays with De La Salle. shooting has not been all that prolific. FEU 16 of 51 for 31%, and LaSalle 23 out of 60, 38%. I think it's more of the when LaSalle manages to put in those shots more than anything else.
Correctly put, Seth. FEU wanting to have those shots falling for them. 3 and 16. They have to do it now, Seth. They can't wait.
A lot of finals events, Final Four happening this weekend. Volleyball is also set to finish. In the meantime, as we focus on basketball, Diablo blocks it. FEU, master up probably, Randy.
Yes.
Only 9 points have been scored by both teams in this period. Miranda's attack produces nothing. And here comes Cardona, mocking the defense.
Oh!
Everybody on the way to the pass to Aranya.
Big pass there by Cardona to Aranya.
And the lead is up at 14. Santos thinking 3. No, sir. Rebound controlled by Gacko, but they gang up on him and they foul from the rear.
The game is escaping the Tamaraws at this point, Seth. Butler picks up foul number 1.
It's been a while since I've seen FEU not have any confidence as we recheck that assist by Cardona, Kulasai's assist, brought to you by Nescafe Ice to the Moon. The last time I saw them a bit dejected was in the first round against Ateneo when LA Tenorio went for a surf in that game. And of course the other time was when they lost to UP, when UP was making a spectacular run in the second round, and the last 2-minute announcement has just been made.
LaSalle is not yet in the penalty.
She says the LaSalle dynasty is back. It does feel that way. Sean. 1:40 to go. Miranda. Yabo tiptoes, got it.
Nice there for FEU, finally 2 points. It's down to 12 points, 1:35. LaSalle's going to use the clock here.
Kamaki finding Tang. Tang brings it across. Kamaki says, let's just try. 1:15 to go. 12 points is the distance. Sean. Chan has issued a number of back passes here tonight.
And LaSalle has picked it up. In game 1, slowly ending for FEU.
And LaSalle trying to get back those glory years when they were at the top of the roost in the UAAP.
Remember, LaSalle is on an 8-game winning run prior to this game, looking to extend it to number 9 today.
That's her sentiment. And what she's doing is being carried live on the web via www.abs-cbn.com. And we're also seen through the Filipino channel in North America, Middle East, and Milan. Some major tinkering, some major adjustments are in the offing for Coy Banal between now and Sunday.
You know, what's really startling here for FEU, rebound story in this game, LaSalle 47, FEU 30. Shows you so much of the desire of LaSalle to get that basketball.
People chanting for Mac Cardona.
At least one player who showed up today.
Aranya with a fine performance, 16 points.
Arvin Santos. It's the most productive quarter, Seth. But it's kind of late and it's coming far in between as far as
major late.
Game of FEU.
10-point lead, but 44 seconds remain. Long inbound, Gacko will not waste the opportunity to, I haven't used this term in a long time, freeze the ball. No. But FEU needs a 3 here. Santos thinking about that. Santos thinking about it again. No, not today.
No, they failed miserably.
That's Pumarin doing what he did last game against Ateneo, acknowledging all his players. Game 1 is in the pockets of Franz Pumarin and the LaSalle Green Archers. Miranda with a 3-pointer, quite a bit too late.
6.4 seconds. LaSalle will continue with its streak here in the 67th season of the UAAP.
There will be another game on Sunday, but what will make it different is that LaSalle has the edge. They can pocket the championship they last held in 2001. They're in the second quarter, so the De La Salle school hymn. Hail Alma Mater Bank.
Alma Mater came in LaSalle.
And it is the final score, 58-51. Really a lot of soul searching for FEU over the next couple of days.
Yeah. We're prepared for Sunday.
Cardona enjoying it. He is our Milo Energy Player of the game.
But he was the focus of the defense of FEU. Still, he came out with 15 points. His assist and the steals that he has created. Very solid, very consistent game here for Macardona.
And the winning energy lives on. And in time now to take a look at our Samsung Best Play, brought to you by D410. Slide up to a new dimension.
Why not?
Ito yun ang first half, kinaliwa ni Joseph Yap. Thanks, Professor Randy, and on behalf of all our other teammates, John Malindogan, Mickey Delis, Direct Abed Ramos, this is Seb Sarmenta. For our entire ABS-CBN UAAP production team, do join us over the weekend. We have a lot of sporting activities happening, and of course, the schedule of games on Sunday. On behalf of all of us here, thank you for joining us. Final score, it is a big win by De La Salle as they jump forward with a big 58-51 conquest of the defending champions, the FEU Tamaraws. We'll see you all on Sunday.